LegacyMaker, the All Sports Network.
This is it. This is for all the chips. Work for championship. No, it gets no better than this. Just sit and relax a bit. We're talking to pass and blitz. We're talking to jump and switch. We're talking to pitch and miss. Clean space, kick space. You come to the right place. Deep bait. I don't need to see other shows. I'm straight. Cause they not impressing me. I tune into Legacy. Legacy. Fourth and goal and on the road. Legacy. Down 3 seconds to go. Legacy. 2 out, bases loaded. Legacy. It's not a mystery, you're tuning to Legacy. Check the flag on the final lap. Legacy. 12th round, who gets in the match? Legacy. You want a legacy? You build a legacy. Broadcasting live right now so the whole world can see.
Now, the LegacyMaker Sports Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. We about to get this bad boy started.
Here are your hosts, Darrell, Owens, and Jay Quimby.
What is up, everybody? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Oh, my God. Oh, there. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, where's my man at? Oh, but that threw me off. I wasn't ready for any of that. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 280 of the LegacyMaker Sports Podcast.
Hi, everybody.
I'm your man, Darrell Owens. And, of course, with me, as always, the man, myth, and the absolute legend, Mr. Jeremiah Quimby. What's up, sir?
Not much. Just another day hitting the streets, being a streetwalker.
Oh, is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing now?
No, gotta make ends meet, you know what I mean?
Well, there's always the ways of making ends meet, and that is definitely one of them. All right, everybody. Look, it's a pleasure to have you all here with us today. Real quick shout out. Looks like our man Danny Thompson in the building. Hey, Danny, look, I know you're out there. Yeah, here's the dynamic duo. Glad to be back. Danny, look, I'm going to tell you this much, man. On my power rankings this week, you're going to be a little bit happy on where Atlanta is. I can promise you now, they're not last anymore. I can promise you that. They did take a significant jump compared to where they were. So
Why?
It ain't a lot. It's a significant jump from where they were, though.
I love Danny, and I can't wait till we get our next season of Legacy on fire, because having him on is somebody with the knowledge he has to go against him. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, Danny, we appreciate you, brother. More than you'll ever know. You make sure y'all check out Danny Thompson. Beyond the buzzer, 3-point conversion. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. There it is. Old school, baby. Old school today. Jay's giving love to his Indians.
No.
Guardians. Excuse me. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Also, our man Aliko said, "What's up, guys? Darrell, good game Monday, but I'm still pissed." What up, Jay? I'm sorry. Hey, look, man, I understand. I'm sorry, Aliko. I'm so sorry that you're upset, man. Look, I know this is still a little bit raw. It's still a little bit raw.
What's up, Aliko? How you doing, bro? Good. Haven't seen you in a while, so it's nice.
Danny says, "Keep hating when Washington catches it. I can't wait." Well, hey, if it makes you happy, I've also picked the Falcons this week to beat the Washington football team. So, hey, don't do me wrong. It's
not going to happen.
As a preview as our predictions. Our man George says, that's a Guardians jersey?
Oh, gee.
George, that's dirty, bro. That's dirty.
Indians, bro.
Now it looks so pretty. It
is pretty because it's one of those wonderful gifts that my brother from another mother got me.
Look, as soon as I knew it was coming to an end, I said, "Let me get this man his jersey before you can't find it."
He hooked me up, and I love it. It fits my tiny little body, so.
That's great. Well, look, everybody, once again, we thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being with us today. We're going to bring you some goodness today. We got to talk NFL. Of course, we're going to get into a little bit of that. We got Cash and Trash coming a little bit later. So once again, we're going to get this party started and just kind of give you a recap of week 3 in the NFL. So week 3, oh boy, we had some fun in week 3. There were some things that happened in week 3 that I was like, wow. And there were some things that, it was just a lot going on in week 3. So let's go over week 3, starting off with the Panthers and the Texans. Panthers winning that contest 24-9. Close game in the beginning, Jay. Texans kind of kept it together. Panthers end up showing up. They're 3-0 right now. The Panthers are 3-0, Jay.
But look at the teams they've played. If they weren't 3-0, they would be, the laughing stock. And then Sam Darnold would be the bust that everybody in New York believes he was. So
I will say this: I've been very impressed on what I've seen from Sam Darnold so far in the season. I think Sam Darnold has really come along. He's not the same quarterback, in my opinion, that he was in New York. It's still the jury's still out, we should say. He's definitely not that guy.
But you got to give him one season to get acclimated again. With any rookie quarterback, except for Kyler Murray, who comes in and already knows Kingsbury's system, you got to give him a chance. There's growing pains.
Right.
And, Darnold with, Sam Gase bumping coke every 3 minutes, he didn't have anybody to help teach him to be a quarterback.
Right.
And so for me, this is a whole new chapter, and he's looked very solid.
Yes, he's not a Pro Bowler yet. We got to clarify that he's not a Pro Bowler yet, but he's definitely making strides. And I like what I've seen from him so far. And let's just see what George said real quick. George says, I picked the Seattle Mariners money line for my ticket tonight. I'm not even reading the rest of that comment. We're not even talking about it. Jay know how I feel about that. So we're gonna push along. And I ain't counting no chickens until they've hatched.
Wouldn't it be nice if they finally made the playoffs?
So the next game that we're going to talk about, the Bills and the Washington football team. Jay, this game was bad from the get-go. Washington got smacked. There was a chance they had that they made a little bit of a run before halftime. Looked like they might get back in it. And then, Josh Allen. Man, Josh Allen. That's all I can say.
It's nice to see Allen actually kind of, get back to where he was last year, because I won't lie, we were disappointed week one with the way he kind of stumbled out of the gate.
Right.
But, bringing it back together, it's exactly what we expected the Bills to be. Still questions on the defense. I think there's a couple of guys that are getting paid more than what they're actually doing, especially in the safety area. But, Washington's just there. Everybody's like, "Oh, Curtis Samuel's coming back off the IR."
They need more than Curtis.
I give him and I love Curtis Samuel because Ohio State, but I give him 3 minutes before he back on the IR.
It's a rough deal, man. You want to see him do well, and that Washington team, even in the loss, the offense still looks like they got a chance to do something. But their defense looks miserable. This defense that I'm not gonna lie, I think we both said it. They have Super Bowl talent. I was gonna say they're a Super Bowl defense, but I can't say that after the first three.
What do they got? Like
they got Super Bowl talent.
5 number 1 picks in the front 7.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. They got all of these guys that are out there that have are top picks. They drafted a linebacker this year in Jamin Davis. They've got pieces defensively where we've seen them be really good. And maybe it's just because it's early in the season, but it looks bad right now.
They just don't look like they're on the same page each play. And so that's where the breakdowns happened in the different areas of the defense.
Yeah.
A lot of it happens behind the linebacker. Davis and or Holcomb need to be calling out what's going on. And then, I love Cameron Curl. Nobody would have ever believed that he'd be playing at the level he's at.
Right.
But then you also got to worry about Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera's had one good secondary player that you could think of, and that's Josh Norman.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's crazy, man. And just watching this Washington team is making me upset. Because you know that the talent is there and it's just not showing up. If you go to the fan page, you see fans saying, "Oh, if Chase Young looks like he's just blowing past it." Like he reminds me of right now how Clay Matthews used to look. Remember when Clay Matthews, all his speed, all his power, and he goes flying past the quarterback. It looks like he's trying, but he's just not getting there.
He's 3 yards past the quarterback.
Right.
But there is good things going on there.
Right.
Taylor Heineke is the quarterback for the Washington football team.
Exactly.
To stick with him. There was rumors and chit chat about Josh Allen or Kyle Allen coming in, and Rivera shut that down. And for kudos for Rivera for sticking, because this guy gives them the best chance to win.
Well, I mean, we've seen it, and that was his first road game. That's a tough first road game to go to Buffalo and deal with the Bills Mafia in the first home game. So you got to give him credit for coming in there, kind of doing the best he can. Right before that, he, his famous diving, he made a dive towards the pylon. I said he must like diving towards the pylon, but I feel like the offense is just something that's not clicking, and it's the defense. If they could get the defense back on track, they're going to be all right. But it does not seem that way right now. It just doesn't seem that way.
It always takes one thing, either a huge loss, like not, team loss, but like personnel loss for them to come together, or, just somebody kick them in the ass. I really don't like their defensive coordinator. He's not getting them riled up. That is a team that needs to be pissed off when they get on the field, and they're not.
And that's surprising coming from Jack Del Rio, because Jack Del Rio was one of the toughest players, in his day. So
and even as a coordinator, he looked great when he was down with the Jaguars. Well, oh God, what?
So first, I got G. G says, can we finally admit that Washington defense isn't as great as people keep stating they have potential? They have to develop that potential, and I will. Right. Yes, you are 100% correct.
Potential's only what you do with it.
That's right. And right now they're not doing too much with it. And it looks bad. She also says, no, we're not going to give credit to a team that doesn't have an official name yet.
What's funny, G, is that we've heard a lot of talk that the Washington football team is one of the names they're looking at sticking with.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the group that supposedly there's 8 names, but there are 3 that they're kind of like in the mix with. I hope they go with the Red Wolves. That's the one they should go with, but that's just me just saying. Now, I will say this about this, Washington team. If there's going to be a week for that defense to bounce back, don't take this the wrong way, Danny. This is the week. This is the week against Atlanta. This is a chance for them to kind of bounce back. They can't bounce back against this Atlanta team, or at least show some progress. Then they're going to be in trouble, because they got some tough games coming up. Chiefs, Seahawks. They've got the Saints, who are going to be, even with Jameis Winston, going to be a little bit of trouble there. So they got to watch out.
The thing that scares me about Danny's team against Washington is they have nobody to match up with Ridley, and I don't think they have a linebacker that can cover Pitts. I believe Kyle Pitts will have his best game as a rookie this week.
Yeah, it's going to be something to see.
Throw it in.
And it's going to be something to see for that Washington team. Definitely something to see. Next game, Browns and Bears. Miserable game for the Bears. 47 yards. Now, as a Packers fan, I get no joy whatsoever seeing the downfall of Justin Fields after this first game. I like the young man. I want to see him do well. But, and I say but, as a whole, it's a beautiful thing, because those Bear fans were chomping quite a bit after that first game. So all I'm going to say is Browns.
When is it time to say, okay, it's time to get rid of Matt Nagy?
It's getting close.
Not the quarterbacks that are the problem. Maybe it's the coach.
It's getting close, because, you start that. You got to look at this now. And it's still kind of early in Justin's career. So you had Trubisky. You had a couple of years with Trubisky. And to be honest with you, Trubisky got, they made the playoffs twice with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. You don't have enough faith in him, you get rid of him. You bring in Justin Fields, and the poor kid he's slaughtered in this game against an extremely good Cleveland defense. I felt so bad for him. I really did. And this is coming from a Packers fan. I'm like, bro, somebody's got to help him.
It was bad when you were watching plays and you saw Cleveland players running into other Cleveland players trying not to break Justin Fields because their offensive line was non-existent.
Exactly. G says, thank you, Jay. Maybe it's the personnel and not the players.
Absolutely.
I got to agree with that. It's starting to get to a point. This is it for Nagy. I don't think if Nagy can't figure out a way One, to get to the playoffs and win a playoff game. Those two separate things. He's got to get to the playoffs, then win a playoff game.
Ask Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, because right now he's 0-2, I believe, in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, see, this is where one thing we've heard a lot of talk about Anthony Lynn going to USC.
Mm-hmm.
What did Anthony Lynn actually do that was wrong to make him get fired from the Chargers?
I'm still trying to figure it out because, yes, the Chargers, if you go back and look at it, the Chargers lost a lot of close games. Some of those games they were winning and they faltered at the end. Some of those games they came back and couldn't pull it off in the end. But that still, to me, is no reason to fire the man, especially with a rookie quarterback and a lot of injuries. They had a lot of injuries last year. And they're healthy right now. They're healthy right now, and guess what they're doing?
They're destroying people.
The Chiefs and stuff, right? So that's why I said, like, Anthony Lynn, in my opinion, at least deserved one more season. Unfortunately, he didn't get that, and I think that he will get another shot somewhere because he's very talented. I mean,
not that I want to see everybody beat up on your team, but I mean, the Bears have a lot of good defensive pieces, and I like Anthony Lynn as a defensive head coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like him as an offensive because, you know, he brought Herbert in and allowed him to play his game. He adjusted his offense to what Herbert could do.
Right.
And that's what possibly somebody needs to do with Fields instead of beating him to do this. Play to his strengths. Build upon his weaknesses.
Agreed. And they've got to figure something out there because Fields has got the talent and you can see it. Like he needs time. They've got to figure something out there. And I just don't want them, like we talked about with Zach Wilson a couple of weeks ago, we don't want him to be another statistic. The Bears have had so many quarterbacks. So hopefully they'll figure that thing out. Well, no, hopefully they won't figure that thing out. That's the fan talking to me, not the not the media person. That's the fan talking to me. I'm sorry.
You take away the fact that you have a quarterback that has been, you know, a legend. He's built his own legacy there.
Right.
And it's coming to an end. You and I both know that, you know, this possibly could be his last hurrah.
This could be it. This could be it.
But they've got a problem there that they're paying. I guess when the Smith brothers, they're not brothers, but when the Smith guys came in, they paid them off of 1 year, and now they're pulled Clay Matthews.
Right. Now, Preston Smith had a pretty decent game in the last game. Zadarius is out. He's been hurt for most of the season so far.
But
so
if
we don't know what we got going on
they've
there.
got wrapped up in pass rushers, they've got 28 on Preston, they've got 17 on Zadarius, and they've got another coming up $5 million option on Rashard Gary.
This is true. Gary's starting to play a lot better. So I like what I'm seeing there. And the young man that we got from Arizona has come in and solidified that middle linebacker spot, leading the team in tackles. I can't think of his first name. I think his last name is Campbell, but he's been really good for us. I like what I see.
Speaking of middle linebackers, sorry, G, about
Blake Martinez. That hurts my feelings because I like Blake. Never wanted him to leave Green Bay, but I also got something else for you, Jay. LA Brodus. That's right. Our man LA. Look at Jay looking like an ice cold beer after a long day. Wouldn't have it any other way.
How you doing, brother?
That's our man LA, man. I love LA
because you know what? Every time he gives me something good like that, Becca, I'm gonna be her cold beer the rest of the week.
Right. Next matchup, the Ravens in a crazy game. Beat the Lions 19-17. A lot of people say that game the Lions should have won the game. If you go based off of what CBS told us on the delay of game, there should have been another 5-yard penalty. And
you watch that nonstop over and over, and you're right. The Lions should have won. They didn't. That was a hell of a field goal by Justin Tucker. But it makes you also, especially as a Packers fan, makes you a little nervous because the Dan Campbell project's working out pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I still like Campbell as a whole because, you know, you watch that team and they were fighting. That's why I said, like, this Detroit team, even though they're not winning the games right now, I like Dan Campbell as a coach. He's got Anthony Lynn on that staff. They've got Aaron Glenn on that staff. They got Mark Brunell as the quarterback coach. They've got they got names on that Detroit team. They're going to be all right.
They play for 4 quarters. They don't play until they're losing, then give that
right.
up.
They play hard. I mean, the first game was a little tough. They came back. Green Bay, they had them, couldn't get it going in the second half. This game, that was their game. And then, unfortunately, we'll see. They got the Bears this week, so
I picked the Lions. I picked the Lions to win.
I picked the Lions in that game too. Real quick shout outs. Our man Jeff Campbell. What's up, Jeff?
What up, Jeff?
Yo, Jeff says, yo, how about them Cowboys? We're going to get into the Cowboys in just a little bit. Just a little bit, my man, Jeff. Good to hear from you, brother. G says, I know. I appreciate it, fellas. I miss Blake Martinez. Wish him a speedy recovery. Get ready for next year.
Amen.
And then LA says, Lions did get robbed, but damn, what a kick. And you're right about that. Amazing kick. I know I was watching it, and when the ball bounced off the crossbar, I was waiting for crowd reaction to see what had happened. And then you just see fans go like,
literally, they sucked the air out of the stadium.
It did, man. It just took a lot of juice out of him, man. You could definitely see that. It was crazy, crazy stuff. But
that's something that we haven't talked about yet is the fact that all the players are getting used to playing again with crowd noise.
Yes, and that's something that they got to get you, because you got to understand there's a lot of rookies. And they talked about this, I think, on NFL Network. There's a lot of rookies they haven't had a chance to play in front of big crowds. They don't know what it's like. They were playing sexy scrimmage games last year. That's what it was. They were playing sexy scrimmage games last year. So now they're getting used to crowd noise, getting used to what it feels like to have a crowd around them. And so, it's
there's just some places like, Seattle or the Bills Mafia, like you brought up, that are fucking insane. Their decibels go up.
That's crazy. The Philadelphias, those places get loud, man. You gotta be able to come correct in those places. So, but yeah, I mean, the Ravens win that one, 19-17. They move on. The Titans beat the Colts. This game to me really didn't interest me, other than the fact that the Titans, pick up the dub. The one thing that I'm worried about the Titans, AJ Brown's hurt, and Julio Jones is hurt, but I think he's trying to play through it. Julio Jones is always hurt. And that's a problem to me. We talked about that in the early parts, like when the trade happened. That's the one thing that concerns me, man. And like they're going to find ways to look like they're still trying to find ways to win games, but that's going to catch up with them. They got the Jets this week, so they should be fine. But besides that,
you're going to laugh at me, but I really, really wanted to pick the Jets to win.
I almost did.
I'm
this
not
ain't the one.
impressed with anything the Titans have done.
Right, they're finding ways to win games, but it doesn't seem impressive. Like they beat Seattle, that was impressive. That was a nice comeback. But I like what I saw.
The AFC South went from being one of the most competitive divisions to shit, just like that.
Exactly. So I'm sitting there, kind of like just trying to figure out what the deal is there. That division is just a toss-up for me. The Colts are 0-3, and it feels like they shouldn't be, but they are. but they are. And,
but now, mark my words, Jamie Collins is a free agent right now, right?
Yeah. Yes, he is.
He's going to be, not this coming, but next week, he'll be a Titan.
So it wouldn't hurt him. But no, they couldn't find trade partners, and now he's open for business. So we'll see what we got there. G says he's got at least 3 upsets this week. We'll talk about that when we get to predictions. I'm interested to see what those
drop in what you got, because I might have to change some shit.
And then LA says Henry is about to have a 250-yard game. Let me tell you something. They playing the Jets. I'm almost bet that he's going to get 300, but I don't want to do that just yet because they may take him out of the game by a certain extent.
Look, can we bet one of your eyebrows on it?
Nope, we won't do it.
I gotta find something where we can get one of your eyebrows off.
No, I gotta keep my eyebrows, man. I gotta.
No,
keep
you
those.
don't.
I like those. Look, with my luck, I will cut one off and they won't grow back, and I don't have time for the games. I don't need to have to go in on tattoo an eyebrow on. There's not gonna be
raise your stash up higher.
Is that what the plan is? All right. Well, I'll grow in and toss some hair in there on that. Next contest, the one that kind of blew a lot of people's mind, because in our group. In our picks, we had it as a landslide victory. Everybody picked them. The Chiefs lose to the Chargers 30-24. Big game to win in Kansas City at that. And then much more impressive, a guy that we'd always talked about not the Quimby, I would say the Quimby quality, God. But we always talk about Clemson curse. And Mike Williams is playing really well. He's second right now. If you look at the fantasy receivers, he's the number 2 fantasy receiver right now. He is killing it. Him and Herbert got something special going on there. So I like what I've seen there so far.
I mean, he looks unstoppable, but the Chiefs went out and they finally did something smart. And glad to hear Andy Reid is doing well. We were
most definitely.
They signed Josh Gordon. Even if they can get a half-ass version of Josh Gordon,
they're gonna be all right.
Yeah, exactly. Because the other combobulation of their number 2 receivers suck. And since week 1, the Chiefs Tyreek Hill hasn't even come close to any of the numbers he's had.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Receptions.
It's crazy to see. Like, and to be honest with you, this Chiefs team could easily be 0-3. Easily be 0-3.
Could be.
And we would and the Browns, that's why LA's in the room, could easily be 3-0. But things happen. But like that Chiefs team could easily be 0-3 right now. And they, to be honest with you, if they had some really tough games to start this season. Browns, Ravens, Chargers, who is always a tough division opponent.
Right. But
it's just,
For me, I really think the one thing that separates the Browns from the Chiefs is the Browns have depth. The only place they don't have depth at is quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, they got Case Keenum, and the only positive thing they had with Case is that his best season was under Stefanski. So you got that. That's the only positive thing that you have on there. LA said he wasn't surprised that the Chiefs lost. He said he wished Ohio had sports betting. Sports betting. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you would have probably made some dough this weekend off of that one. He also says, can Josh Gordon play defense? Yeah, their defense is terrible. That Chiefs defense is bad, man. It's bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad.
And what is it? Hitchens. He's about you're faster than he is, Darrell.
This is true, and I have bad knees, so this is not good.
The thing with defense is they got to make that defense only has got to make 1 or 2 stops, and that's it.
My man Corey, what's up, Corey? What's up, man? I tell you, the Chiefs this week, I believe. Let me not lie. I think the Chiefs this week have the Eagles. And that's no cakewalk because the Eagles, even though they got stumped by Dallas, and I know Dallas fans in here screaming, let's talk, we're going to get there. Even though they got stumped, this is an easy setup game for the Chiefs because, you know what, the Eagles, for the most part this season, have played good football, except for in this last game. So, and they're going to be at home. So
they sleep on that defense. That defense the Eagles is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, and they made a nice little play against Dak in there. And the rest of the game wasn't too hot, but they made a nice little play on Dak at the beginning of the game. So, I mean, I don't want to put nothing past this Eagles team, neither. They've already impressed me more than I thought they would be. I thought they would be 0-3 by now, but
my dumb ass benched Zeke Elliott last week, and then he scored.
Zeke ain't been playing good football neither. So that you don't feel bad about that.
I do because it caused me to fucking lose.
Next matchups. Saints beat the Patriots 28-13. I only have one thing to say about this game, Jay. That one pass that Jameis threw where he closed his eyes, I knew as soon as I saw it, I had Tampa flashbacks immediately. And he's lucky that somebody caught it. But when he threw it up, I was like, oh God.
My LASIK ain't working.
All I went like this. I was like, oh no. I saw it immediately. I said, this is bad. This is bad. But the Saints went on and went
after that first game is the new Messiah for Louisiana. I know.
Yeah, well, it's been kind of shaky. They're 2-1 now, but it's still been kind of shaky. They got the Giants this week, so we'll see if they can move to 3-1. On that note, sorry.
I actually think I picked the Giants to win.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did not. Sorry, G. I feel like I picked against the Giants each week. Cody got mad at me at the beginning of the season because I had the Giants going 2-15.
Bro, did you see where Cody got that threat from Facebook about where that Giants fan was drinking?
Yeah, because
that was priceless.
Oh, poor Cody. Oh, that's great. I was like, man,
sure,
maybe I just making that bleep, Cody. Can't be out here drinking that bleach. But yeah, Saints going to beat the Patriots. Next matchup, sorry, G. Falcons win 17-14 over the Giants. And the game wasn't really impressive. They were battling, though. You could tell that they were both trying to get the dub. And in the end, the one thing I said last week on the show, the only reason why I picked the Falcons is because of quarterback play. And in the end, I felt like Matt Ryan would be the one to make the play. Boom.
And you're right. But one thing I want to give the Falcons credit on is that they took Cordell Patterson, who has been nothing but a bust, and they've made him into like a hybrid running back because they'll hand him the ball and they'll screen him out, and he's still got speed. He has been a huge part.
He's been huge for them.
Yeah.
It's been huge for them, and they need that. And I think this is another good week for Atlanta because it gives them a chance. They play in Washington, who's struggling defensively. And if this is a week for Atlanta to kind of start surprising people, this will be a good week for it. And the way Kyle Pitts, is starting to come along, like you said earlier, he's going to leave the middle of that field open, and Kyle Pitts is going to have a field day.
Well, they're going to have to stretch and separate Ridley and Pitts because, they still have Curl back there, and Curl is a decent, defender. So as long as they got him on opposite sides, Washington's screwed.
Yeah. Real quick, G says his upsets were Detroit will upset Chicago. That's not an upset. But I see what you're going on that one because Chicago trash. I'm just saying that because I hate them. Vikings will upset the Browns. I thought about this one big because the Vikings have played really well. And I know we'll get to that when we do our predictions. And he's got the Patriots upsetting the Bucs. I don't see that. Tom Brady ain't losing that game. G. If he loses that game,
I love you, but this is the thing. Tom Brady has to beat the Patriots because with that win, he will become only the second quarterback in NFL history to beat every NFL team.
And you know how Tom Brady is. Tom Brady is motivated by weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he sees things that like small little records that he can put his name all over the record book. And guess what? That's another little notch in his belt.
68 passing yards to be the all-time passer in NFL history.
Yeah, so he's going to get all of that in this game unless he gets hurt. So
shut your whore mouth.
I was just saying.
Shut it.
I was just saying. Say he was going to get hurt. I don't wish that on Thomas Brady. I like Tom Brady.
I don't like him, but I don't need his ass getting hurt because then we get Blaine Gabbert.
Woo! Pops says he is watching. Hi, Jay and Darrell. What's up, Pops? Love you, man. Hope all is well.
Man?
See that. And then Becca said Jay is going to owe all the money. G says, thanks, Jay. It be your own family that better get you. I'm sorry, G. I'm sorry. Y'all got to give me a reason to look. I'm sorry. That's all I can say about it. I'm sorry. Our man DC. Who's been on the shows with us. He's been amazing for us. Our man DC, who is now associate commissioner for the Atlantic 10 for compliance. And I may have destroyed that just a little bit, DC, but congratulations on the new position, brother. And then Russ says, what up, fellas? Want to give a shout out to my cousin getting this weekend. Can't wait to be the best man. All right.
Nice.
And then G says, I love TB12 more than the discount double check. You know what? See, that's fine.
Yes.
That's fine. You can love it. Probably be saying that. You won't be saying that next year when he's a Giant, right?
No. See, you didn't even. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into it. It's petty. G knows who called and checked on him to see if he was doing well after all the flooding.
Oh, dang! You took it to another level. That's tough. That's tough. Oh, shoot. I love you, G. I promise you I do. I promise. All right, next matchup, Bengals and Steelers. Bengals win 24-10. Pittsburgh looks miserable. There
was people saying that their wide receivers gave up and weren't even trying. And, for Juju, I can believe that because he's egotistical. Johnson was hurt. But I don't see Claypool being that way.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I mean, to be honest with you, they look bad all the way around. And it doesn't help that TJ Watt is hurt. And their defense just doesn't have that same boost without TJ Watt being in there. It's just something about it. They just look different. They look different.
I agree with that, but the other thing is they released all of their veteran linemen, and then they want Ben to be able to throw the ball down the field without his arm getting detached or something.
Not his arm being detached.
I mean,
that's
he's
great.
had all those problems that if you look at it, the other the other 3 first rounders from his class have all retired already. He's still there, and he is
crazy?
not healthy.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. So I mean, well.
There's going to be a point if they continue this way. We're going to see signs saying we want Dwayne.
You never thought you'd see that one, would you? I mean, but that's how things have been. That's how things have been.
It's better than I want Mason.
Jay just made me spit out my cheese Danish and coffee.
I'm sorry, bro.
Sorry. I got to be a better family member. But Jay's family, so Jay's got it. Jay's got it.
I do what I can do. I love everybody in my tribe. So
amen to that, brother. Amen to that. Next matchup: Cardinals and Jaguars, 31-19. Jaguars are in this game. The Jaguars are in this game, man. They made a couple of good plays in there, but it's just those interceptions and stuff, man. It cost them.
Urban Meyer sucks as an NFL head coach.
Man, I would say Trevor Myers. Trevor Lawrence threw 2 picks, and one of them was a pick 6 that really turned the tide of the game and gave the Cardinals what they needed to win that game. So, Cardinals 3-0, and they've been looking pretty good. They've played in some tight ones, especially that Vikings game last week. It was a very tight one. Very tight.
Trevor Lawrence, our number 1 pick, the savior of Northern Florida, 5 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Crazy. And but like I said, still he doesn't have a ton around him, so I'm gonna give him that much benefit of the doubt. But he's made some good plays here, and he doesn't have a ton around him. Come on.
What do you mean?
I mean, Robinson is a decent running back.
DJ
They got
Chark.
They got Chark when Chark is healthy. He's made a couple plays because Chark has been on and off.
And I can't even say the other dude's name, Solution or whatever the hell his name is.
The tight end?
No, not the tight end. He's a wide receiver. He was I think like 1st or 2nd round pick last year. Not this year, the last year. Hold on, I got him on.
He got me over here thinking I'm like subtracted 3. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't know what the hell to say his name. I don't speak gibberish. Well, okay, I do speak gibberish very fluidly. But why are we bringing Jesus into it?
Because
Wait, all right.
Oh, Chenault. Yeah.
Chenault. Okay, yeah, I knew I'd fuck that up.
Well, you were trying. I mean, you were there. It was
cool. Then I look at they made the trade. They got Dan Arnold from the Panthers and gave them CJ Henderson, which Tampa, I love the fact that they went and got Sherman, but I would rather have Henderson and Sherman because Henderson's young. Sherman can teach that young secondary a whole bunch about being good.
I love about the Panthers, by the way, because when J.C. Horn gets back, you got 2 of the best young cornerbacks coming out of the draft the last 2 years on that team. They just got a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like defensively, even though JC's going to be out for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like they still got a little bit better on that front.
Do you think? I mean, Luke Kuechly's at home saying, "Damn, now you want to get defense."
I think Kuechly's just glad he's not getting concussions anymore. If I had to be completely honest with you, I think.
Do you think him and Dan Morgan are like playing marbles somewhere?
Oh God, let's hope that everything is all right. Oh man, that's great. Next one, Broncos and Jets. I don't know.
The Broncos are for real, man. I like what the Broncos are doing. The Broncos you want what?
I'll let you go first because I
they've got an embarrassment of riches in that defense. Because, I mean, they've got pass rushers galore. Their secondary is very deep. I like what the Broncos are doing. Teddy B, as long as he keep upright, they're going to be better than the Chiefs.
For me, I would say that
you're frozen.
My problem is this. Can you see me again? Am I there? Maybe not. My whole problem is this, Jay. The teams that they played, that they've beaten, at least in my power rankings, they're the worst 3 teams in the league. The Jaguars, the Jaguars, the Jets, and the Giants. So right now you've beaten the worst 3. The teams that you play are 0-9, and you're 3-0. So for me, I still say this until this week. I want to see how they play against the Ravens this week before I give them and crown them. I like what I see from them. Teddy B has brought stability. They're playing well. Overall, they did lose Hamler this week. I hate that they lost Hamler because Hamler's a good young talent on that team. They already lost Drudy, so they're really going to have to persevere, keep losing these players that they, some big players on that offense. So, but I like what I've seen from Javonte Williams. He's looked really nice so far.
No.
But I got to see what goes on there for me, though.
But see, you can flip the script and say, look, the Panthers are 3-0 and they beat 3 shitty teams themselves.
This is also true. The only team in that mix that you can't say is not as bad. Well, I'm not gonna say they're great either. I mean, they did beat the Saints and they're 2-1. Other than that, the Panthers are in the same boat. That's why I said they're both kind of, like, for me, I can't. They got Dallas this week. Both of these 3-0 teams have huge tests this week. Panthers got Dallas, and then the Broncos got the Ravens. If they win these games, then I'm like, all right, wait a minute now. You know what I'm saying?
Becca wanted me to tell you that she wants you to pick the Cowboys to win. Okay.
Oh, don't worry, I will. I'll pick the team with the star in their helmet. I won't pick Dallas though. So
I'm waiting for shit to be thrown through the door.
I'm just telling you what like I said, I'm not picking them. I'm just doing that. That's it. That's it. The next matchup, Raiders and Dolphins, amazing game. Goes into overtime. Raiders win 31-28. The Raiders are playing heart attack football. I don't know why they don't care about their fan base, but that's the type of football they played all season. 2 overtime games. And I forgot who they played last week. They played Pittsburgh last week, and they beat Pittsburgh, but we've seen how well Pittsburgh has played so far. So, I mean, yeah.
The jury's out. I still hate their coach, but their defense looks decent for once, and Carr's not running for his life yet.
That's a key thing. They've played really well overall all the way around. So we'll see if they can continue that up. The Raiders, I believe, this week the Raiders got a tough one this week too, I believe. They got the Chargers this week on Monday night. So that's going to be their second Monday night game in 4 weeks. So I'm intrigued to see what happens there. So
that I think on that one, I picked the Chargers to win just because there's no help. No, hell no.
I think I picked the Raiders, and I wanted to pick the Chargers because the Chargers are at home. That was almost my deciding factor. But this is a huge test for the Raiders this week. If they can win this one and continue to climb up the power rankings and continue to make themselves look good, but we'll see. Next matchup, Rams and Buccaneers. I know we're not going to talk about this long because I ain't trying to raise your blood pressure. But the Rams look really good in this contest.
The Rams look unbeatable, to be honest with you.
They did. I'm not going to lie to you. Stafford looks the best I've ever seen him look. I mean, he's always played this good. He's just never had this many weapons.
I can make excuses. Our defense is not getting the pressures it got last year.
Mm-hmm.
This is our first loss since November of last year.
Yeah, but you said it last week yourself. What did you tell me last week? They needed to lose, right? You said they need to lose to get themselves back
down to earth, and they need to be hungry again because not that they weren't, but I felt a lot of those rookies needed that reality check, our first year players, to get them motivated because you're not seeing the sack numbers that you saw last year by any means.
Yeah, by any means. And yes, it's true. When you win a Super Bowl, people they check you out. They study you. Every game against a Super Bowl champion is a Super Bowl for the team that they're playing. It's always been that way. Even if the team is having a terrible year, they still go out there because they're the champs and they want to say, yeah, well, we beat the champs. So
you got a target on you.
Exactly. So I like what I saw from Stafford, though. It was even Deshaun Jackson was out there looking like Deshaun Jackson from 10 years ago. And I'm sitting there like, man, this Rams team is just so impressive. Now, they were at home.
I really thought he was going to hurt himself again by running that fast.
Well, right. And they're at home and all. They were at home in this contest. But like I was telling somebody at work this week, I said, if that game was in Tampa Bay, it would have been complete. It probably would have been completely different. And then I was like, and if they were to play this week, the Buccaneers would probably win this week. That's how I think tight is going to end up being eventually.
Bruce Arians said it best. They're not playing every phase of the game the way they need to be playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Defense and running the ball. We suck at running the ball.
It's crazy because
we
now
are 31st.
Ronald Jones has been non-existent. And I tell you who's actually played decent is Giovanni Bernard, who I thought was a great pickup for you guys in the offseason because he's always consistent. You know what you're going to get from him.
And he got hurt.
And he's got hurt. He's a tough player, and I hated to see that happen because he I thought was a really good pickup for you guys in the offseason. But hey, you got the Patriots this week, and they about to feel the wrath. That's all I'm saying on that one. Vikings defeat the Seahawks 30-17. I don't remember who said this, Jay, in our preview show. But somebody said it in the preview show. We might be seeing the downfall low key of the Seahawks. And I want to say it was James, but I don't remember off top hand. But was it you? Was it you? I remember somebody saying it. And the Seahawks just don't. It's defensively for me. And it's just something. There's something awry there, and I can't figure it out.
They rode the Legion of Boom for so long.
Right.
Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer.
Right.
I don't care how he finishes his career. He made something into nothing. He's a great quarterback. Every year we've talked about him being an MVP candidate, but they don't put enough talent around him or keep the talent. DK Metcalf was great. Where's he at now?
Yeah, DK struggled in the first two games. He had a little bit of a better game this time, but it's still not there. Tyler Lockett has been their guy most of the season so far, and he got hurt in the game. Chris Carson had a really good first game, but it's just there's something wrong there, and I can't figure it out. Maybe it's Pete Carroll. I couldn't tell you, but it almost looks like Pete Carroll's maybe getting stale, and it might be time for them to switch it up, man. Like get somebody.
No, he's been out on the recruiting trail for USC.
Oh, he's probably going back to USC. Look, all is forgiven, Pete. Come on back. Come on back. Next game was Packers and 49ers. I have one thing to say about this game, and is that this game shouldn't have not been as tight as it was at the end. Only because when the Packers were up 10-0, they should have kicked the field goal. And they didn't. And they went for it, probably having flashbacks from last year. Hey, this is game 3. Just kick the field goal. If we'd have kicked the field goal, this game would never been in question. We'd have already had the lead by 2 points going into the thing. But, it is what it is.
Still the best answer on Jeopardy ever.
Yes. I'm still sad about it as we speak.
Not this guy. I'm very excited about it.
G says it's Pete Carroll is the problem. His coaching and play calling is limited. When you don't have talent around you, it's hard to hide your lack of coaching.
Amen.
100% agree, G. 100% agree. Last matchup, Cowboys and Eagles. It was, boy, oh boy, was it a debacle. It was not cute. And there was at the beginning part of the game, it looked like it was going to be tight. And then Dallas just opened it up. Dalton Schultz, pretty sure he saw a lot of fantasy pickups this week, including from this guy, because I, need a solid backup tight end. So he came through clutch. But Dallas looks good. I mean, what can you say?
They look good, but Dak still had Butterfingers, 2 fumbles.
Right.
If they want to get where the money that he got paid for, where they should be, he's got to correct those errors. He didn't have, 3 touchdowns. He sacked 4 times. It's supposed to be a pretty decent line.
Well, when your offensive lineman is too busy trying to bribe the drug test guy, I saw that and said, "Wow, man,
yo,
come
bro,
on, Collins."
I got a dime bag for you if you just pee in that.
Look, just pee in this. We'll call it quits and keep rolling from there. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Well, that's like I want to know. I seen today, and I loved Gerald McCoy. He got suspended 6 games for PEDS violation.
Mm-hmm.
Why? He's on injured reserve.
Dang, bro. Come on, you got to do better, fellas. You got to do better.
It was Chipotle, man.
Yeah, you're right. Becca says Darrell won't stop picking them and jinxing them. Becca, I've picked them in every game this year except for so far. My Dallas Cowboy record is exactly correct.
You're not allowed to say their name.
The team with the star, I picked the Bucs in the first game. They lost. Okay. I picked Dallas in the last game against the Chargers. They won. I picked Dallas this week against the Eagles. They won. If anything, I'm 100% right now on Dallas games. So that's all I'm saying, And guess what? I picked the team with the star this week too. Jay, run for cover. Run for cover, Jay.
She's not coming after me.
This is true. Lock the door, DJ.
You know what? DJ, he knows it's Becca, he'd be like, "What up?"
Oh,
girl?
man. He's just going to buy her another apartment for $9 million. That's another story for another day, y'all. That's a whole other story for another day. But,
my damn nephew's trying to steal my girl already.
I mean, I don't get it. I mean, he's been trying hard too. I mean, it's definitely been all right, okay. I promise, Becca. No
Stop
more.
it now.
Team with the star. This is true. DJ does love you. I mean, it's not like regular love. He has offered her houses. He has offered her $9 million. I mean, it's been crazy stuff that I've never ever dreamed of offering a woman. DJ has offered a woman. It said Orange Charm, man. I can't.
He's what? He's 6.
And he's 6.
And see that's where you get that. That's where earlier when he's like the Quimby quality.
Yeah.
He calls it. I got the Quimby quality. He's got the Owens charm.
And then there it is. It just crept right on in. All right, everybody. That was our week. That was our week 3 recap. That was our week 3 recap. And now we're gonna head to our predictions for.
Let's fly through this because we're already at 52 minutes.
I think we're at 52 minutes, so we're just gonna go through, give you our picks, and then we're gonna hit cash or trash, y'all. All right, here we go. Week 4, Jaguars and Bengals. No T. Higgins, no Jesse Bates for the Bengals. Will that make a difference, Jay?
Jesse Bates, yes, but I still got the Bengals winning.
I got the Bengals winning too, because you still got Tyler Boyd and you still got Jamar Chase, who's got 4 touchdowns in 3 games. So, yeah, I guess he heard what everybody said about him in the preseason. he's upset about it. He's upset about it.
He should be.
Oh, man. Real quick, G says, so he forgot mommy and daddy. Let me give Auntie Becca $9 million. We know who DJ giving his signing bonus to when he make it to the league. Yo, bro. Hey, it is what it is, man.
God.
As long as you're taking care of family, G, I'm good. Look, all I ask for is $40. Just, make sure you keep me out the home as long as you can keep me out the home. Next matchup, the Washington football team. The Washington football team taking on the Falcons in Atlanta. I got the Falcons in this one.
I got the Washington football team.
Yeah, I got the Falcons.
Think the Falcons' defense is that great.
It isn't, but the Washington football team defense ain't that great right now neither. So it all comes on quarterback play on this one for me. It's kind of like last week.
The picture of Matt Ryan laying down week 2, that's what's going to be like.
Like I said earlier, this is the chance for Washington to bounce back if they're trying to bounce back defensively.
Yes.
Next matchup, the Texans heading to Buffalo. No, even though Davis Mills' neck is like a giraffe's neck, and he's up in a competition with Mike Glennon for longest neck in the league, I gotta go with the Bills here. Gotta go with the Bills here.
I'm going Bills also. Leave Mike Glennon alone.
Hey, I know I like Mike Glennon, man. I've always been a Mike Glennon guy. Feel like he got okey doke in Chicago, but
I feel like he got okey doke by us because of that damn Greg Schiano.
Can't catch a break, man. Some players just get that. It is unfortunate. Next one, Bears and Lions. Bears are at home. So Justin Fields, if he starts this week, because we still don't know who's starting. They said it could be Justin Fields. It could be any of them. We may see Nick Foles this week, ladies and gentlemen. That's how interesting this is. We may see Nick Foles this week. And with that being said, I'm picking the Lions.
I'm going Lions also.
Next matchup, Panthers and Cowboys. Big test for the Panthers. Big test for the Panthers.
Cowboys.
I'm picking the team with the star on the helmet. Next matchup, we got the Colts taking on the Dolphins Sunday, 1 p.m.
This one was difficult because I don't know if 2 is playing yet.
I think he's on IR. It should be Brissett. Brissett should be playing.
Oh, in that case, then Dolphins.
I also picked the Dolphins because I think Brissett's gonna have a little comeback on his revenge on his mind, because I feel like he got okey doke with the Colts, and the Colts quarterback situation is, even with Wentz there, is like sprained both of his ankles, man.
I'm not even gonna go there. Something's wrong with Wentz. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
He sprained both of his ankles, man. I still can't get over that because I never heard that before. But I got the Dolphins. Jay's got the Dolphins.
Fell off the training bike sideways and backwards.
Oh my goodness. Next one, Browns and Vikings. This one was actually harder than normal to pick. I picked the Browns, but man, I almost picked the Vikings. I was this close.
I picked the Browns because I like their defense better than I do the Vikings. Viking Madison has really emerged as a good running back for them. Cousins has finally come out of the bubble and not afraid of everything, so he's playing decent.
Yeah.
But I still think the Browns are still pissed off and trying to prove who they are.
Yeah, and they should be undefeated right now, but that's another time for another day. Next one, Giants and Saints. I got the Saints in this one at home, and I believe this is the Saints' first. I think they're actually going to be in New Orleans for this game, if I'm not mistaken.
Since Hurricane Ida.
Yeah, so they didn't play the first one at home, even though they beat Green Bay in Jacksonville in a technical home game. But this is their first, I believe, home game at home. I got the Saints, man. That crowd's going to be jacked up.
I actually got the Saints also, just because God bless the Giants.
Sorry, G. Sorry, G. Next one, the Titans and the Jets. Titans. And for me,
Titans.
Titans. Next one, Chiefs and Eagles. Chiefs on the road. Andy Reid heading back to his old stomping grounds. Hope Andy's doing all right. He had quite a scare at the end of the game. We had to go to the hospital. They said he was in stable condition, so hopefully
they said he was dehydrated.
So hopefully he's doing well. But I got the Chiefs in this one. If they lose this one, they might burn Kansas City down. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm going with the Chiefs also, but
it's going to be a good one to watch, I believe.
Exactly. Next matchup, Cardinals and Rams.
This one was difficult. This one was very difficult.
This was hard. This was a hard one to choose.
But after watching the Rams light up the Bucs and the way that chemistry of that team is, I'm going Rams, man.
I almost picked the Cardinals. I almost did, because the Cardinals are almost in my mind like the Raiders. They play heart attack football. Like, the game's always close. It shouldn't be close, but they always are close, and they either pull it out of the end or they lose crazy. And that's just how they've been playing football since Kyler Murray has got there. I wanted to pick them bad, but the Rams look really good right now. And the Rams got to be careful not to let this be a setup game for them. I got the I got the Rams. Next one, 49ers and Seahawks.
I've actually picked the Seahawks. I think Wilson will have a bounce back game, and then he'll put the entire team on his shoulders like he always does and get the dub.
You know, the Seahawks don't lose back-to-back games often, and that's what's happened here. That's why I didn't pick against him last week, and he's never lost in Minnesota until last week in his 9-year career, including playoff games. So for me, I think he's going to have to bounce back here. But San Francisco is at home, and they've been playing pretty well. I mean, it was a little rugged at the beginning of that Green Bay game, but they turned it on late, and they're still trying to figure out their running back situation.
I was going to say, did you sign that contract for him?
I thought about getting in there. I got to get my ankles on, get the 10-man oil. I got to get some of the 10-man oil on the ankles. We'll see how it goes from there.
Never make that sound again when we're live, because it sounds like a lubrication, bro.
But I got the Seahawks. Next matchup, Ravens and Broncos. Man, I wanted to pick the Broncos in this matchup. Man, I did. I did.
I did too. I don't actually. Let me look.
Hold up, I can tell you real quick, because I just got here from Cody. Everybody picked Seattle except for James, Cody, and Victor. They all.
We're talking about the Broncos and Ravens, you jackass.
Oh, I did pick the Broncos. Oh, I didn't know I picked them. Oh shoot! So I picked it was me, Lamont, and Victor that picked the Broncos. God, what was I drinking? I must have been drinking something. I must have not been paying fully attention on that one. We got a couple of Lone Rangers this week too, but we'll talk about those in a minute.
Now, how many was Jay one of them?
Jay, you've never been a Lone Ranger. Hold on, let me see. No Lone Ranger. No Lone Ranger for Jay. No Lone Ranger for Jay. The Lone Rangers this week, we'll go ahead and throw them out there now. Lone Rangers this week. Lamont picked Jacksonville over Cincinnati. So Lamont's trying to start to read. Yeah. Cody picked the Vikings over the Browns. He's the only one that picked them. And then Russ, with faith in his team, picked the Giants over the Saints. Everybody, we got only a couple landslides this week. The Bills, we got the Bills in the landslide. We got the Titans in the landslide. The Chiefs in the landslide. But probably the most shocking landslide, everybody picked the Lions. Everybody picked the Lions. Everybody picked Tampa Bay as well. I really thought one person would pick the Patriots. Everybody picked Green Bay. So I'm surprised by that. I really thought somebody would put Pittsburgh in there. Because
not after they got their asses whooped last week, bro. But
you got to kind of go back and look at the history of the last couple of games against the Packers and the Steelers. Even when the Steelers were having a down time, they found a way to beat us.
Don't mean nothing when your team ain't playing to its capacity.
That's true. Now, I guess we already answered that question. Me and Dave both picked the Packers in this one. They're playing the 4:25 game on Sunday. And there it is, Sunday Night Football, Bucks and Pats. I feel bad for the Patriots. That's all I got to say. I feel really bad for the Patriots.
Bill Belichick walk up, do the walk of shame to shake Tom Brady's hand, and Tom look at him and say, "Fuck you."
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If Brady
he walks up like this,
I think I said the other day that Brady was gonna throw for 500, and I mean that. I don't know if I can place that bet somewhere. I feel like he's gonna go all man. He's gonna be mad, man.
The McCourty twins are already talking smack. I think it's Devin McCourty went on saying,
"Yeah, Jason, I think the other McCourty is with the Dolphins now. They split up. Yeah, so like,
I'm gonna shut him down. Okay, bro.
Okay. Who knows you better, Mr. McCourty? Who knows you better? That's all I'm saying.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Scotty Miller's down. We had to put him on the IR, but guess who's coming back tomorrow? AB. And you know who used to play for the Patriots?
AB. Man, it's gonna be crazy. Last game, Monday night game, Raiders and Chargers. This was a tough one for me to choose, Jay. It really was. It really was.
It was difficult for me. I actually had to do a dice roll on it, to be honest with you. And I ended up I think I picked the Raiders.
You picked the Chargers.
I picked the Chargers?
Yeah, you picked the Chargers.
Good. Then Steve only
three. Me, Ty, and Joe picked the Raiders. Everybody else picked the Chargers.
All right. Well, in that case, Steven Daniels, fuck your Raiders.
Oh, that's great. He was like, "Oh, I ain't pick them this week, man. I got someone on that. That's great. That's great." Oh man. All right, everybody. That's our week 4 predictions.
What?
That's our week 4 predictions.
I gotta stick to being me.
That's great. That's absolutely phenomenal. But before we move on, I gotta throw this up there real quick. Bam! Last week, ladies and gentlemen, leading the pack at 13-3. I'm only 2 games behind Jay now. I'm catching up, Jay. I'm coming for you, bro. Jay's in the lead still. Jay's got 34 victories on the season, 34-14 for Jay. Myself, Lamont, and Joe are all at 32-16. So we're 16 games over 500, trying to catch up with the man Memphis legend that is Jay, but it's a little bit tight now. It's a little bit tight. We'll see.
Hey, just remember we got 17 games this year, not 16.
I know, man. So I got a chance. I just got to keep pushing.
That's if my sweet woman don't break your damn hands for picking.
Well, I mean, look, every game she should start worrying if I start picking against Dallas. That's when the problem kicks in. Because right now, I'm 100% when it comes to Dallas or the team with the star.
You and I both know you ain't got to say that with her standing within your vicinity.
Of course, I'm not stupid. I ain't dumb. Come on, man. All right, everybody. You know what time it is.
And now it's time for Cash or Trash.
Still covers his ears.
Dude, you Pavlov me into that. That shit scares the shit out.
I truly apologize, sir. I'm so sorry about that. All right, y'all. Let's get into Cash or Trash. We got about 5 or 6 topics on this one. So here we go. First one, Cash or Trash. The Bears need to let Justin Fields sit and learn. Cash or Trash, Jay?
I'm gonna see this one tough, but let's cash it because I think he needs that time not to get his head beat into the damn ground.
I agree. I'm gonna cash it as well because I like what San Francisco was kind of doing with Trey Lance and kind of what the Bears were doing with Fields, obviously before Dalton got hurt. Sprinkle him in, let the fans get a chance to see him, and you know the only bad thing is if you're the starting quarterback and you play bad. We saw what happened in that situation with Dalton when Dalton got hurt, at least I guess you can say, and they started screaming for Fields. That's the only thing.
I mean, what the hell were they actually thinking after watching Dalton play last year?
And
then they signed him to be their starting quarterback. That's almost as smart as, signing Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You're right though. I mean, got to give Andy credit for being smart enough to make sure he signed the contract where he had to start. Like he had to start the season off as a starter. So
I mean,
good thinking there, Mr. Andy.
But it just don't make any damn sense to me. It's almost like the Luke McCown played until he was like 60.
Right. That's crazy. Next one. This one had me tripping. Dumbest reporter question of all time. Reporter asks Kevin Durant, what does KD stand for? Cash or Trash on this being the worst one you've heard all time.
I got to cash it. That's almost like saying, you breathe air, right?
Right. So I'm definitely cashing it. I mean, there's been some other bad ones out there, but this just seems, and the bad thing about it is if you listen to the guy talk, he sounded very confident in everything he was saying. He obviously doesn't deserve to be in the media room. But people like ourselves, know stuff. I'm gonna be quiet. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like I see that, and I'm like, come on, man. How did this guy get a job?
He was just playing with the right fuzzy dice to get him in the room.
Touche, homie. Next one, Cash or Trash, and this one's gonna hurt George. Saquon Barkley. Will he ever? Oh, I may have worded this wrong. Saquon Barkley will never be the same running back before the injury. Will he be the same running back? Cash or Trash that he will.
I'm gonna trash that because I've seen them make adjustments to their line. They've got maybe 1 or 2 more pieces to put in there, and for me, after watching what AP did with his was, I believe, worse than Barkley's because his was all 3, and he come back a better runner. I think we'll see Barkley still being amazing.
Man, I'm gonna trash too. I think he will get back to where he needs to be. It may take a little bit longer than what AP's did, but you got to give him time. And if I was the Giants, I really wish the Giants had one more running back that kind of like what Dallas has right now with Pollard and Zeke, because you don't have to put all the pressure on Zeke. Pollard can come in there and do some really good things. You see it in Green Bay. Green Bay's got Dylan. Like most teams nowadays, you got that second running back that can really do some nice things. And I think he needs that. I think he really needs a second guy.
Andy Reid said it when we went and got Giovanni Bernard. You can never have enough good running backs.
No, you can't. And if somebody gets hurt, you can go and plop in somebody else and have them rolling. And so, I mean, yeah. Real quick, George says it's like accent does MJ stand for Michael Jordan. I 100% on that one. It's the dumbest thing I ever seen. Next one on Cash or Trash.
Refer back to the drinking bleach.
the Denver Nuggets should trade for Ben Simmons. And what happened earlier this week is there been trade talks potentially that the Nuggets could be in the Ben Simmons sweepstakes.
They need to trash that. They have built a good team with what they have. They don't need to get rid of any of those pieces to get Simmons and his piss poor leadership. No.
I'm only going to cash it in only one circumstance, that if they make the trade and Aaron Gordon is involved in the trade and they don't have to give up Michael Porter Jr. Because Michael Porter Jr., who signed a 5-year max extension because the kid's going to be really special. I think he's going to be really good over the next couple of years as long as he can stay healthy, which they got to steal at 15 in the draft. If they trading for Gordon, I mean, Gordon's a good player, but if you can bring him in and keep Michael Porter Jr., I'm all for it under those circumstances. And he won't have the pressure of being there. Oh, they're about to kick us off there. Good job, Jay.
There you go, G, so you can see it.
Oh, my God. Poor guy.
It tastes like blue Kool-Aid.
Oh, God. Next one, cash or trash. Good move to not pay the non-vax players in the NBA.
I don't like the move. I think I mean, people should have the right to say yay or nay. They sign a contract. That contract didn't say anything about a stipulation of being vaccinated for anything.
Right.
So that's basically breach of contract by the teams.
Yeah, I don't like that not being paid thing. So I trash that. I do. The only thing I did agree with, like especially on the NFL front, I don't even say I agree with it. I think it kind of sucks, but like on the NFL front where they get forfeit games of players are not, not vaccinated, or not that they're not vaccinated, but if they fail a test and they end up not playing and it causes the team a game, I like the forfeit part. I don't want the people to be pressured into it, but I don't think it's fair that the whole team has to suffer as well.
I agree with that, because I mean, if you're unvaxxed and you're playing in one of the a program, NFL, NBA, whatever, and you have to get tested every couple days, what you're doing. Know that you don't, and whether the person beside you is vaxxed or not, it don't make any damn sense. I mean, I was jealous of my kids when they got the damn chickenpox vaccination, because I remember being a kid, my brother got it, and they threw me in a room with him so I could get them. I had them in my damn mouth, down my throat, and all that shit.
Oh, the chickenpox! I remember those. Oh my God, I was 6 years old when I got the chickenpox.
It fucking sucked, didn't
it? And I remember scratching. It was like, don't scratch it. I'm like, that ain't itch, man. You don't be the one not scratching, man. It's crazy because you don't even hear about the chickenpox anymore, man. Like I remember, like, oh, you got the chick. If you got the chickenpox now, man, you fall apart. Like it's just like you be in such bad shape, man. If you got the chickenpox now, oh man, I wouldn't even know what to do.
It's terrible. I mean, hell, I remember my stepmom. My stepbrother got poison ivy from Boy Scouts because he wiped with the wrong leaf. She took SOS pad, scrubbed it open, and made it set in a tub of bleach water.
Oh!
Killed the poison ivy.
Oh my God, it sounds miserable. Sorry, Denny.
And see,
sorry, Denny.
Well, no, but see, that's the thing. They say, now if you talk down to your kid, that's child abuse. They have no fucking clue.
They have no clue. They have no clue. Look, it ain't real until they put you in the tub with Comet for washing powder, and your skin, and then your skin is itching. It's like, oh, what's that? I remember had that happen to me when I was a kid. I love my mom, but that's how she did me. She did me like, sorry, baby. She threw that Comet in there. I'm like,
oh, that shit. Oh, no wonder you get action so quick.
It was bad. Before we get to the last one, G says Ben Simmons best fit coach wise and help him grow and mature would be Popovich. I love that. Absolutely love that.
I like that, but
I like that one.
My question to you, G, how many more years do you see Pop actually playing? Because I'm surprised he might even come back this year. I mean, I think we're getting close.
I think we're getting close to the end there. It's going to be Becky Hammond's team soon. I was thinking it was going to be Tim Duncan before he decided to stop, but I think it's going to be Becky Hammond's team soon. Last one, ladies and gentlemen, on Cash or Trash. I know you've been waiting for this one. Cash or Trash on the Cleveland Guardians name.
It's bullshit. That pisses me off because why? I would have been okay. Possibly the other was Cleveland Spiders because that's what they originally were.
Right.
Now the Guardians is actually that name might not stick because their women's roller derby team is the Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, they're gonna make them pay for that.
And so for me, the Indians is different than the Redskins because if you go back and you look at the Redskins name, it's what they would call a dead Native American. The Indians is a broad spectrum. The whole thing, call it the Cleveland Caucasians, whatever.
You heard it here from Jay. I don't know, man, because it's like I think I wanted the name to be the Rockers. I still, even though that was an old WNBA team, I just think that with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that would have been a cool one, especially with baseball. Because baseball, rock and roll at the park, you can see it. And then, you can use Cleveland Rocks. I mean, there's things you could have done.
It makes sense. See, now, is there going to be, some sailor that gets pissed off at your team and makes them change them from the Mariners?
I hope not. I mean,
that's because, they had a lot of reservations from Oklahoma up through there. They said they had no problem with the Cleveland Indians name.
They said the same thing about the Washington Redskins at the time too. So it's like, I mean, there was a split decision on that.
But remember, we always had that one guy that drove the Vikings van that always had his sign.
Yes. My man was out there faithfully doing Washington football team training camp by himself. What does he do now?
I was gonna say that. What
does he do now? And he's just like, I guess he's probably in Atlanta protesting the Braves. He probably was in Cleveland protesting the Indians, and that's why they're not the Indians anymore. This guy's got powers. Watch out for any Chiefs. You're next. Be careful.
the Norwegian king and queen are going against the Vikings right now.
Oh my goodness, it's great.
It just great. For me, it's one of those things. I mean, I understand we got to change with everything that's going on, but it's not like it was perception.
I think I know what you're trying to say.
Perception's truth, but to me, I've been called way worse.
Yeah, I've been there myself. I've been there myself.
Be happy I wasn't there when somebody called you that because I'd have broke their damn knees.
Yeah, man. It was, it is what it is. They don't want these problems. They can come if they want to, but sometimes I feel like also, and then before we leave out of here, that a word is only as powerful as you make it. So, like,
like that because you actually watched that video I sent you of Morgan Freeman, didn't you?
I did. And if you give the word power, it has power. So I just, I laugh at people. You say whatever you feel. I probably laugh in their face and they would probably get madder. But that's just me, though. That's just me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this episode of the LegacyMaker Sports Podcast, episode 280 in the book. Me and Jay will be back next week, more likely on Wednesday, to bring you episode 281 to give you our recap of week 4. And, of course, to go ahead and give you our looks into week 5, man. I don't like how fast the season is going, Jay, man. I'm just starting to enjoy it, and it's going too fast already. Not a fan of that.
Well, but see, we say that every year, bro.
We do. And it goes by, that 6 months go by real fast when you're having fun.
I mean, it's like we talked. We've been friends for 10 years.
Right. That time flew by.
It kills me because I look at your oldest one. I remember when she was, she's starting school, and now she's got some guy liking her. I'm gonna fuck him up.
Vice versa, man. Your baby's done graduated. That's. I mean, when you first got here, they were in 5th grade, going into 5th grade graduation. And look at it now. Look at it now. Oh man. All right, everybody.
God bless.
It's your man Darrell Owens, Mr. Jeremiah Quimby. Until next week, we'll see y'all next Wednesday, same time, same bad channel. Peace.